Capricorn, if you clicked on this, it's because you already feel the shift. They are going to chase you now, and they are deeply regretting how they hurt you in the past. But here's the twist they aren't expecting. And honestly, what spirit is screaming at me right now? They thought your silence was weakness. They thought you'd come crawling back. But your withdrawal didn't just make them miss you. It completely shattered their ego and forced them to face the ghost of the love they threw away. They are watching you from the shadows, completely obsessed. But you're about to hold all the cards. Before we dive into this intense August energy, let me know where you're watching from in the comments. And hit that subscribe button to claim this energy. Let's get into it. Capricorn, listen to me, because the energy coming through right now is absolutely undeniable, and I need you to really absorb this. We are stepping into this beautiful, heavy August window, and Spirit is literally screaming the angel number 1111 at me. This is a massive energetic shift, total cycle ending for you. Something fundamental has changed in the spiritual realm of this connection, and it all happened because you finally did the one thing they never expected. You pulled back, you detached. You stopped chasing, stopped over-explaining, and you just stepped into your own power. Honestly, the shift in the atmosphere is palpable. It's like the universe finally said, "Okay, we are done with this chapter," and closed the book on the old dynamic for the longest time. You were the one emotionally carrying this entire connection. You were the one pouring your loyalty, your patience, and your deep, grounded Capricorn love into a cup that had a hole in the bottom. You gave them real love. You showed up, you built the foundation. You were the rock, but they misunderstood your consistency. They mistook your loyalty for availability, and they took your unwavering support for granted. They thought you would just always be there, no matter how they behaved, no matter how they prioritized their ego, their fears, or their external distractions over your heart. You were giving them a love that was built to last, and they were treating it like it was disposable. But here is where the energy flips, Capricorn. And this is crucial. They thought your patience was infinite, but they forgot that even the strongest mountains eventually erode when the wind blows too cold for too long. When you finally reached your limit and withdrew your energy, it wasn't just a breakup or a pause in communication. It was a spiritual eviction. You packed up your light, your warmth, and your unconditional grace, and you took it back. And I'm not gonna lie, the sudden absence of your energy hit them like a freight train. It was a total tower moment for them, shattering the illusion that they could have you on their terms. They did not fully understand your worth while you were right in front of them. It's almost like they were blinded by their own ego, their own unhealed wounds, or just the sheer comfort of knowing you were there. But the moment you went silent, the moment you stopped initiating and started focusing on your own life, that's when the mirror was forced in front of their face. The silence you gave them wasn't just quiet, it was deafening. It became a void that they suddenly didn't know how to fill. Every time they looked at their phone and didn't see your name. Every time they realized you weren't going to fix their bad days anymore. The reality of what they lost started to sink inches in. This is where it gets heavy, because this realization didn't just bring them mild regret. It brought them to their knees spiritually. They are sitting in the quiet, entering their own hermit phase, and the ghost of your love is haunting them. They are replaying every moment they dismissed you, every time they chose their pride over your feelings. And it is eating them alive. They are realizing that the peace you brought to their life was not something they can just replace. The emotional safety you provided was a sanctuary, and they locked themselves out of it. You see, Capricorn, your withdrawal was the ultimate turning point. You didn't do it to punish them. You did it to save yourself. You went into your own hermit energy to heal, to reflect, and to remember who you are outside of this connection. But in saving yourself, you inadvertently triggered their deepest awakening. They are finally seeing you not as the person who was always there to catch them, but as a high-value, deeply magnetic soul who chose to walk away from disrespect. The distance you created forced them to look at the connection from the outside, and for the first time, they see exactly how much they mishandled you. It's almost tragic, honestly, how it takes the loss of something so pure for them to realize its value. But the universe works in mysterious ways, and your silence was the exact medicine they needed, even if it tastes incredibly bitter to their ego right now. They are waking up to the fact that they pushed away a rare, loyal, and deeply devoted partner. That realization is shifting their entire internal landscape, breaking down the walls they built, and forcing them to confront the pain they caused you. So, as we move through this August energy, I need you to understand that the dynamic has completely flipped. You are no longer the one waiting by the phone. You are no longer the one analyzing their mixed signals or trying to decode their silence. You are the one who holds the energetic keys to this connection now. They are the ones who are restless, who are feeling the void, who are realizing that their life feels a lot colder, lot darker, and a lot more chaotic without your steady, grounding presence in it. Capricorn, let's talk about you right now. Because Spirit is showing me this incredible, almost luminous shift in your energy field. You've stepped into a period of deep, profound self-reclamation, and honestly, it is breathtaking to witness. I'm not gonna lie, the way you carry yourself now is entirely different. You've become more private. Yes, but it's not out of bitterness or spite. It's out of a deep, grounded knowing of your own worth. You are radiating this magnetic, mysterious energy that is completely intoxicating to those around you, and especially to the person who arrogantly thought they had you completely figured out. You've been doing the inner work. In the quiet, away from their chaos and their mixed signals, you've been rebuilding your foundation brick by brick. You've been tending to your own garden, Capricorn, and this glow up isn't just about looking good, though. Let's be honest, you probably are looking absolutely radiant, rested, and revitalized right now. This is a soul level elevation. You've stopped pouring your precious energy into a black hole and started directing it inward. You are prioritizing your peace, your ambitions, your spiritual alignment. And the universe is rewarding that fierce boundary with an undeniable, protective shield. Here's the thing about this new energy you're emitting: it speaks volumes without saying a single word. People can feel it when you walk into a room. They can feel it in the way you no longer tolerate half-hearted efforts, breadcrumbing, or lukewarm affection. You've raised your vibration, and in doing so, you've naturally repelled anything that operates on a lower, denser frequency. But here is the twist, the part that is making them lose sleep at night. This new, elevated version of you is completely unfamiliar to them, and that unfamiliarity is breeding a very specific, very intense kind of obsession. Spirit is literally showing me the energy of the moon card right now, but it's reflecting their state of mind. Not yours. They are in the dark, Capricorn. They are wandering through their own emotional fog trying to figure out who you are now. They are watching. Oh, they are absolutely watching. Maybe it's through a mutual friend dropping subtle hints. Maybe it's a lingering glance at your social media stories. Or maybe it's just a deep, intuitive, almost physical pull they can't shake. But they are observing you from the shadows, and what they see is both fascinating and deeply intimidating to them. They used to think they had the blueprint to your heart. They thought they knew exactly which buttons to push, how much you would tolerate, and how long you would wait in the wings for them to get their act together. But this new Capricorn energy, it's like a majestic fortress with the drawbridge pulled up. They can see the warm light shining from within. They can sense the laughter and the peace you've cultivated. But they no longer have the key to get inside. And that is a devastating, ego-crushing realization for someone who is used to having unrestricted access to you whenever it suited their convenience. Let's bring in another card, because the tarot is being so incredibly loud about this dynamic. I'm seeing the Eight of Cups so clearly. This is the energy of you, Capricorn, turning your back on something that was emotionally unfulfilling. Even if it was familiar, even if you had invested years of your life into it. You walked away from those cups not out of petty revenge, but out of pure self-preservation. You realized that staying would mean abandoning your own soul, and that walk away, that quiet departure, was the most powerful magnetic thing you could have possibly done, because your Eight of Cups directly triggered their Five of Pentacles. Do you know what that means on a spiritual level? It means they are now sitting out in the cold, feeling the profound, aching lack of your presence. They are experiencing the spiritual poverty of a life without your loyalty, your warmth, and your unwavering support. They are looking through the stained glass window of the life you built together, or the life you could have built, and realizing they are on the outside, looking inches. The emotional turn here is profound. They went from feeling comfortably in control of the narrative to feeling utterly displaced, lonely and desperate for the warmth they foolishly walked away from. And it's not just simple regret, Capricorn. It's a deep, gnawing sense of comparison. They are out there in the world, maybe trying to distract themselves, maybe talking to other people, but nothing compares. Nothing even comes close to the depth, the stability, and the genuine, nurturing care that you provided. Every shallow, surface-level interaction they have now just highlights the profound rarity of what you offered. They are realizing that they didn't just lose a partner or a friend, they lost a sanctuary. They lost the one person who truly saw them, even in their darkest shadow, and loved them anyway. I need you to really let that sink inches. Take a deep breath and let it settle in your bones. The person who made you feel small, who made you question your own intuition and worth, is now the one feeling small in your absence. The universe has a beautiful, poetic, and undeniable sense of justice. By choosing yourself, you didn't just heal your own heart. You held up a mirror so clear and so bright that they can no longer hide from their own emotional immaturity. They are being forced to confront the fact that they mishandled a rare, once-in-a-lifetime gem. But listen to me closely, Capricorn. This is not about you waiting around for them to realize this. This is about you basking in the truth of your own elevation. Your glow-up is not a performance for them. It is a testament to your own unbreakable resilience. You are stepping into the energy of the Empress in your own life, nurturing yourself, creating abundance, and demanding the respect that is your divine birthright. And ironically, it is exactly this unapologetic, radiant self-love that is pulling them back toward you like a moth to a flame. They are feeling the magnetic pull of your healed energy. It's confusing them because they expected you to be broken, waiting, or angry. Instead, you are whole, you are thriving. And that wholeness is the most attractive, disruptive force in their life right now. They are trying to reconcile the image of the person they took for granted with this radiant, grounded, spiritually elevated being you have become. And the dissonance between who they thought you were and who you actually are is driving them absolutely crazy. So, as we move deeper into this reading, I want you to feel the strength in your own spine. You are Capricorn. You are the architect of your own destiny. You built yourself back up from the rubble they left behind, and now you are standing on a foundation so solid that no amount of their past nonsense can shake it. They are watching, they are realizing, and the energetic tables have completely, irrevocably turned. But the question remains, what are they going to do about this overwhelming pressure? And more importantly, what are you going to do when they finally make their move? Capricorn, I need you to really lean into this next part, because the watcher dynamic I mentioned earlier is intensifying, and Spirit is showing me some very specific, almost cinematic details about what is happening on their end. Listen, this person is not just casually wondering how you are. They are actively, obsessively observing you from the sidelines, but they are doing it with a heavy tangled knot of fascination, intimidation, and deep inner conflict. I'm getting the energy of the Seven of Swords right now, and honestly, it's making me shake my head a little. This is the energy of someone trying to be sneaky, trying to gather information without exposing their own vulnerability. They are checking your social media, maybe through a burner account or by having a mutual friend subtly probe for information. They want to know if you're seeing someone else, if you're truly happy, if you've forgotten them. But here is the beautiful, poetic justice of it. Every time they look, they see you thriving. They see you unbothered. And that lack of access is driving their ego absolutely crazy. They are used to being the main character in your story. And now they are realizing they've been relegated to the background. And it is a deeply humbling, uncomfortable position for them to be inches, but we have to talk about the external complications, Capricorn, because this is where the story gets layered. I'm not gonna lie, there has been interference in this connection. Spirit is showing me a very distinct energy of outside noise. This could manifest as third-party distractions, not necessarily a deep, meaningful new romance, but perhaps superficial connections, or people in their circle who don't have your best interests at heart. It could be gossip, family drama, or just the overwhelming pressure of their own external responsibilities that they used as a convenient shield to avoid the depth of what you two shared. For a long time, they allowed this external noise to dictate their actions. They let their pride, their fear of true vulnerability, or the opinions of others cloud their judgment. They convinced themselves that keeping things casual or keeping their distance was the smart or safe move. They hid behind this wall of emotional immaturity, using these external distractions as a buffer so they wouldn't have to face the terrifying, beautiful reality of how much they actually needed you. They thought they were protecting their independence, but what they were really doing was building a prison of their own making. However, here is the massive energetic shift happening right now in August. That external interference is weakening, and the illusions are shattering. The universe is stripping away the distractions. I'm seeing the tower energy again. But this time, it's dismantling the false structures they built around their life. The people they were leaning on for validation, those connections are proving to be shallow. The gossip or outside opinions they cared so much about, it's all starting to sound hollow and meaningless. They are realizing that the external world cannot fill the internal void that only your genuine, grounded love could ever satisfy. This is a profound emotional turn for them. They are experiencing a deep, isolating clarity. They thought that by stepping away from you, they were gaining freedom. But what they actually gained was a profound sense of loneliness. They are looking around at their current circumstances, at the people currently in their orbit, and the contrast is blinding. They are comparing every single interaction to the safety, the loyalty, and the deep soul-level understanding you provided. And nothing measures up, absolutely nothing. I'm also pulling the devil card here, but I want you to understand this in a very specific healing way. This represents the karmic attachments and toxic patterns they are finally being forced to confront. For a long time, they were chained to their own fears, fear of commitment, fear of being truly seen, fear of not being enough for a powerhouse like you, Capricorn. They projected their own insecurities onto you, making you feel like you were asking for too much, when in reality, you were just asking for the bare minimum of respect and consistency. But now, those chains are rattling. The distance you created has forced them into their own hanged man energy. They are in a state of suspension, forced to look at the world from a completely upside-down perspective. And from this new angle, the truth is undeniable. They mishandled you. They recognize now that your boundaries were not a punishment, but a reflection of your self-worth. They see that your silence was not a game, but a sacred boundary they violently crossed by taking you for granted. The external drama that once seemed so important to them is now fading into the background, exposed for what it always was: distraction from the real work of loving you properly. And as that noise quiets down, the only thing left ringing in their ears is the echo of your absence. They are realizing that they let their pride write checks that their heart simply cannot cash. They pushed you away to protect an ego that is now crumbling under the weight of its own regret. Capricorn, I need you to feel the absolute certainty in this message. The obstacles that kept you two apart, the misunderstandings, the outside interference, it is all losing its grip. The fog is lifting. They are seeing you with crystal clarity now, not as the person they could take for granted, but as the rare, irreplaceable soul that you are standing in the wreckage of their own poor choices, looking at the empty space where you used to be, and they are finally, truly understanding the magnitude of what they lost. But remember, this realization is their journey, not yours. Your job is not to rush in and save them from the discomfort of their own awakening. Your job is to stay in your power, to maintain that beautiful, magnetic, grounded energy you've cultivated. Let them sit in the discomfort. Let them do the shadow work. Because the version of them that is going to come forward, the version that is going to try to reach out, has to be someone who has faced these truths and is ready to show up differently. And honestly, Spirit is telling me that this reckoning is happening faster than they expected. Capricorn, listen to me closely, because we are entering the deepest, most vulnerable layer of their psyche right now, and the energy here is incredibly intense. I'm not gonna lie, the internal battle this person is fighting is absolutely exhausting them. For so long, they operated from a place of emotional avoidance, wearing their pride like a suit of armor. But that armor is getting heavy, Capricorn, and it is starting to crack. Spirit is showing me the energy of the Knight of Wands reversing into the Knight of Cups. Do you know what that means? It means the part of them that wanted to run, that wanted to keep things casual and and committal, is finally losing the war against the part of them that is desperately craving deep emotional intimacy with you. They are sitting in the quiet of their own space, and the silence is no longer peaceful for them. It is deafening. They are actively wrestling with their own ego. One minute, they try to convince themselves that they made the right choice, that the distance was necessary, that they need to focus on themselves. But the very next minute, wave of profound, aching longing washes over them, completely dismantling that fragile defense. Are realizing that their independence is just lonely, hollow shell without your warmth to fill it. This push and pull dynamic inside their own mind is causing them severe emotional whiplash. And honestly, they are tired of fighting it. And Spirit is actually showing me a very specific sensory memory triggering this breakdown for them. It's almost like a glitch in their matrix. Maybe it was a song that came on the radio, a specific scent that drifted past them on the street, or driving by a place you two used to go. Whatever the trigger was, it bypassed their logical brain entirely and went straight to their heart. In that split second, they were transported back to a moment where you looked at them with pure unconditional love. They remembered the way you made them feel safe, seen, and completely understood. And that memory hit them like a physical blow to the chest. They realized in that exact moment that no one else makes them feel that way. No one else has the patience, the depth, or the grounded, nurturing energy that you possess. They tried to fill that void with distractions, with shallow conversations, with busy work, but the contrast is just too blinding. Every superficial interaction they have now just highlights the profound rarity of what you offered. They are looking at their current reality and thinking, what have I done? Why did I let the best thing that ever happened to me slip through my fingers? But here is the emotional turn that you absolutely need to understand. Capricorn, as much as they are craving you, as much as they are rehearsing conversations in their head, they are absolutely terrified of your reaction. And they have every right to be. They know they hurt you. They know they took your loyalty for granted. And more importantly, they know you. They know that a Capricorn's boundaries are not suggestions. They are made of steel. They know that you do not forgive easily, and you certainly do not forget. This fear of your rejection is currently paralyzing them. They are watching your glow up, seeing how radiant and unbothered you are, and it is deeply intimidating. They are asking themselves, will they even give me the time of day? Have I lost my place in their life forever? They are caught in a state of analysis paralysis, wanting to reach out but being held back by the sheer weight of their own guilt and the fear that the door you closed is locked permanently. They are realizing that they can no longer just slide back into your life with a casual, hey, and expect you to pick up right where you left off. That era is over. This is where the archetype of justice comes into play, and it is so beautifully aligned with your journey. The universe is not punishing you, Capricorn, it is protecting you. Their hesitation, their internal struggle, their fear of approaching you, this is all part of the cosmic balancing of the scales. You spent so much time carrying the emotional weight of this connection, forgiving the unforgivable, and making excuses for their behavior. Now, the universe is making them carry the weight of their own actions. They have to sit in the discomfort of what they've done. They have to feel the full gravity of their mistakes before they are even allowed to step back into your orbit. And honestly, this delay is a blessing in disguise for you. Every day they spend hesitating is another day you get to spend solidifying your own worth, building your empire, and healing your heart. You are not losing time, you are gaining clarity. You are being given the space to truly evaluate if this person, even in their awakened state, is still worthy of the premium access to your soul. Because let's be real, Capricorn, your energy is a VIP section now, and the guest list is incredibly exclusive. They are beginning to understand this. They are realizing that if they want to come back, they cannot come back with the same old excuses, the same old half-hearted efforts, or the same old fear of commitment. They have to come correct. They have to come with a genuine apology, with a clear plan, with a willingness to do the heavy lifting to rebuild the trust they shattered. And the fact that they are even contemplating this level of accountability shows you just how much the dynamic has shifted. You have successfully raised the price of admission to your life, Capricorn. You taught them through your powerful, silent withdrawal exactly what it costs to be in your presence. And now they are scrambling to figure out if they can afford it. They are looking at their own emotional bank account, realizing they are overdrawn, and knowing they have some serious soul work to do before they can even think about knocking on your door. But make no mistake, the desire is there. The longing is real. The regret is heavy. They are standing on the edge of a decision, knowing that whatever they choose next will define the rest of their life. They know they mishandled a diamond, and now they are desperately trying to figure out how to earn the right to hold it again. But the power, the timing, and the final say, that belongs entirely to you. Capricorn, we have arrived at the moment you've been intuitively sensing was coming. The pressure cooker has finally reached its boiling point, and I need you to take a deep breath, because Spirit is literally pressing on my chest right now with this next message. The internal battle they've been fighting, the watching, the regret, the paralyzing fear of your rejection, it is about to break. They can no longer contain the sheer weight of what they feel for you, and the universe is pushing them out of their head and into action. I'm not gonna lie, the energy shifting right now is so palpable. We are moving out of the stagnant, heavy energy of the Four of Swords and directly into the forward momentum of the Knight of Cups. But listen to me carefully, this is not the flighty, superficial Knight of Cups who comes with empty promises and pretty words just to get their ego stroked. No, Capricorn, because of the intense shadow work and humbling they've been forced to do. This energy is grounded. It is mature. It is the Knight of Cups who has finally put down his sword of pride and is approaching you with his heart completely exposed, wearing his vulnerability like a shield. This means the next movement is coming, and it is going to be direct. We are looking at late August energy catalyzing a very specific type of contact. This will not be a lazy, late night, you up? Text. This will not be a vague meme sent to test the waters. Spirit is showing me deliberate, thought-out communication. They are going to reach out to bridge the gap, and when they do, the very first thing they are going to do is acknowledge the silence. They are going to own it. They are going to say essentially, I know I messed up. They are going to apologize for the distance, for the confusion, and for the pain they caused you. This is a massive emotional turn, Capricorn, because for so long, their modus operandi was deflection. They would blame their busy schedule, their stress, or even subtly blame you for being too much. But that era is dead. The ego has been bruised enough that it is finally quiet, and what is left is raw, unfiltered honesty. They are coming to you with a confession of regret, admitting that pushing you away was the biggest mistake of their life. And honestly, when this message comes through, I need you to notice your own reaction. This is where your Capricorn superpower truly shines in the past. A message like this would have sent you into a spiral of overanalyzing, hoping, and immediately rushing to fix things for them. But not this time. Not this time. When you see their name pop up, or when you hear their voice, you are not going to feel frantic. You are going to feel a profound, quiet stillness. You might feel a tiny flutter in your stomach because you are human, and you did love them deeply, but your dominant emotion will be grounded assessment. You will read their words, and your intuition will immediately scan for authenticity. You are no longer starving for their attention, which means you can finally evaluate their offering from a place of abundance, not scarcity. You are the gatekeeper now. Capricorn, you hold the keys to the kingdom, and you get to decide if they have truly earned the right to step back inside. This is the ultimate emotional turn for you, realizing that you no longer need this validation to feel whole, which ironically makes their attempt to give it to you even more powerful. You are looking at their apology not as a lifeline you desperately need to grab, but as a data point. Does this align with the new elevated standard you have set for your life? Are they offering a genuine commitment to change? Or are they just trying to soothe their own guilt? Spirit is showing me that their approach will include a specific, tangible offer. They aren't just saying, I'm sorry. They are asking for a chance to prove it. They might ask to meet in person, to have a real, uninterrupted conversation where they can look you in the eyes and explain their awakening. They want to rebuild, but they are approaching you with humility, knowing that the timeline and the terms are entirely up to you. They are finally understanding that trust is not given. It is earned, brick by heavy brick. And I want to emphasize this. This next move is coming from a deeply changed internal state, not just a fleeting impulse of loneliness. They have spent weeks, maybe months, comparing every other connection to the sanctuary you provided. They have sat in the cold reality of their own choices. The person reaching out to you is not the same person who walked away. They have been forged in the fire of their own regret, and they are coming to you with a newfound clarity about your irreplaceable value. But listen, Capricorn, as this movement unfolds, I need you to protect your peace fiercely. Do not let their sudden urgency rush your healing process. Just because they are ready to talk does not mean you are obligated to immediately open the floodgates. Take your time, let their words marinate. Observe their actions because as a Capricorn, you know better than anyone that words are cheap, but consistent behavior is the true language of love. The universe is returning what is yours, but it is doing so on your terms. The cycle is shifting dramatically in your favor. You held your boundary, you honored your soul, and now the cosmos is aligning to bring you the resolution, the apology, or the commitment you always deserved. They are stepping up to the plate, Capricorn. The ball is officially in their court, but the umpire is you. So as we prepare to close out this reading, I want you to sit with this profound sense of victory. You didn't have to chase. You didn't have to beg. You simply had to choose yourself. And in doing so, you commanded the universe to rearrange the stars in your favor. They are coming, they are humbled, and they are ready to face the music. But the most beautiful part of all of this, you are already free with or without them. Capricorn, as we come to the close of this reading, I need you to take deep, grounding breath and really let all of this settle into your bones. Honestly, the heaviest part of this journey is already behind you. You have done the hardest work. You walked through the fire of disappointment. You held your boundaries when it would have been so much easier to cave, and you chose your own peace over a chaotic connection. And because you did that, the universe is now actively working behind the scenes to ensure that this cycle shifts entirely in your favor. I'm telling you, Spirit is showing me this beautiful, golden light surrounding your energy field right now. It's the energy of divine protection and karmic reward. You are not being punished for the love you gave, you are being prepared for the love you actually deserve. Everything that happened, the silence, the distance, their sudden awakening, and their impending return was all orchestrated to bring you to this exact moment of absolute clarity. You are no longer the person who waits in the shadows hoping for a crumb of attention. You are the mountain. You are the architect of your own destiny. And mountains do not move for anyone. People have to climb to meet them. Listen to me closely. You already knew this was coming. Deep down in that quiet, intuitive space that you sometimes try to logic away. You always knew your worth. You always knew that what you brought to the table was rare, valuable, and irreplaceable. Your gut never lied to you, Capricorn. When you felt that subtle shift in the atmosphere, when you felt that sudden, unexplainable sense of calm wash over you despite the chaos, that was your higher self confirming that the tables had turned. Trust that feeling. Protect that feeling. It is your greatest compass. And as this person steps forward with their apologies, their confessions, and their attempts to bridge the gap, I need you to remember one crucial thing. Your peace is non-negotiable. Just because they are finally waking up does not mean you are obligated to lower the drawbridge the second they knock. You get to take all the time in the world. You get to observe their actions, not just listen to their words. You get to demand the consistency, the transparency, and the emotional maturity that should have been there from day one. If they truly want to be in your life, they will respect your pace. They will prove their changed energy through sustained, reliable action, not just a flurry of passionate words. And if they can't meet you at that new, elevated standard, that is okay, too. Because the beautiful, undeniable truth of this entire reading is that your healing and your glow up were never actually about them. They were always about you. This entire karmic ordeal was simply the catalyst you needed to step fully into your own power, to reclaim your time, and to realize that you are the prize. Whether they step up to the plate or fade into the background of your past, you have already won. You have your self-respect back, and that is a victory no one can ever take away from you. So, as we wrap up this August energy reading, I want you to claim this truth. Say it with me, either out loud or in your heart. I am valued. I am respected. I am deeply loved, and I only accept what aligns with my highest good. If this message resonated with your soul today, if you felt that shift in your energy as we spoke, please leave a comment down below saying I claim this energy or I am the mountain. It helps anchor this intention into your reality, and it lets me know that spirit is reaching exactly who it needs to reach. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow Capricorn or anyone who needs to hear this message of hope and validation. You are so deeply loved, you are fiercely protected, and your next chapter is going to be more beautiful than you can even imagine. Trust the timing, protect your peace, and keep shining that radiant, unapologetic light. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now, Capricorn.